Hey, and welcome. This is Dr. Barry. Today, I want to talk to you about the top 7 keto tips you need that I recommend. The ketogenic diet is the newest fad. No, wait, it's actually the oldest diet known to mankind. We've been eating this way for millions of years, and it's about time we get back to it. If you like the sound of this, please click the subscribe button and click that little bell right beside it so that every time I get a bright idea, you'll be one of the very first to know. Now, let's talk about the top 7 keto tips you need. Okay. Number one is start now. Start right now. Start today. You don't have to prep for this. You don't have to study up for this necessarily. There's going to be a learning curve with the ketogenic diet, but that's okay. You can still start today. It's as simple as trying to eat as few carbs as possible and trying to eat as much fat as you can in a day. Okay. Don't worry about counting macros. Don't worry about buying a book. Just operate on those 2 principles starting today. Start right now. As soon as this video is over, share it on your social media, and then start your ketogenic diet. It's really that simple. You can learn as you go along. The ketogenic diet is very forgiving, and so that's what makes it possible to do this. Number two is you're going to need to eat more salt. Okay. Salt has been demonized in Western medicine for what, 50, 60, 70 years now. There's absolutely no research and no science that backs this up. You can eat as much salt as you'd like. There's research that shows that if you just let people eat as much salt a day as they want to, they average out somewhere between 3 and 6 grams a day, and that's probably the healthy amount of salt you need. When you start a ketogenic diet, it is one of the most anti-inflammatory diets that there is on the planet. Okay, so if you have any inflammation in your gut, if you have inflammation in your joints, if you have inflammation in your skin, that inflammation is going to get better. And inflammation causes swelling, right? And so when swelling gets better, the water that caused the swelling, that's what goes to the tissues and makes them swell up. That water has to go somewhere, and you're just going to pee that out. It's called diuresis. And so most people notice on the ketogenic diet, their face starts getting slimmer and they lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds within the first week or two. That's not fat loss. I'm sorry, that's water loss, but that's still a good thing because that means that you are improving the inflammation all over your body. But as that water leaves your body, it takes salt with it. And so you can, this is part of the reason people have the keto flu, they have cramps, they have other things when they're doing the ketogenic diet, is because they're still afraid of salt. Stop being afraid of salt. It is your friend, it is not your enemy. Okay, number three is get rid of the temptations in your house. And I know if you are part of a large family, that may be troublesome to throw away all the chips and all the crackers and all the bread. Also, if funds are limited, if you're on a limited budget, that may hurt a lot. And so refer back to number one, start now. The ketogenic diet is very forgiving, and therefore, if you can't throw everything away, it's not the end of the world, but it sure makes it easier when you're having a bad day emotionally and you want to reach for that comfort food if it's not there. If you have to get in your vehicle and drive all the way to the grocery to get it, you're not going to do that. But if it's right there in the cupboard, you might just grab it. So if it's financially and socially feasible, clean out your fridge and clean out your cabinets. That makes it so much easier to stick to this diet. Number four, eat until you're full. The ketogenic diet has nothing to do with decreasing your calorie intake. It has nothing to do with decreasing your portion size. That's the old way of thinking. Okay. That's the old way of thinking that basically for the last 50 years has caused the obesity epidemic. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So stop cutting down on your portion size. Stop not going back for seconds. Stop worrying about your calorie counts. All those things are irrelevant and have nothing to do with this. When you eat enough fat, you're going to trigger the satiation hormones in your brain and in your gut that tell you, hey, dude, you're full, stop eating. And when that happens, you're done. You can't eat more fat. Unlike if you have a huge family size bag of Doritos, you can eat the whole bag and you don't ever get that hormonal trigger saying, stop that, you're full. So when you eat enough fat on this diet, you're going to be full. So don't worry about portions. Don't worry about any of that. Just drastically cut the carbs and increase the fat consumption, and this diet's going to work for you. Next is your initial weight loss is fluid loss. It's not fat loss. So I've had patients be like, "Oh, I lost 15 pounds on the ketogenic diet in 2 weeks, and so I just quit because I'd reached my goal." No, no, no. First of all, the ketogenic diet is not a diet. It really should be called the ketogenic lifestyle because this is the way human beings are supposed to eat. This is the way I want you to eat for the rest of your life. Okay? This is not a short term diet. If you lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds in the first week or two, you haven't lost any fat, maybe a pound, but that was water loss. You haven't reached any goal whatsoever in the first week or two with a ketogenic diet slash lifestyle. So don't let that trick you. Remember, we talked about how the ketogenic diet is the most anti inflammatory diet on the planet. And so you're going to have less swelling in your face. You're going to have less swelling in your gut, less swelling in your joints. Swelling is caused by cells taking up extra water. When you get rid of that water, you're going to pee off the water, right? And so that weight loss is water loss, not fat loss. So don't be tricked by the initial weight loss. Next is learn to eat new things. And I seem to have more trouble with my male patients on this than my female patients. Yeah, I understand you're used to eating chicken nuggets and ketchup, and that's your go to, and that's what you eat every meal. Okay, that's dumb. Stop that. Okay. Part of being a mature grown up, part of being a man, part of being a woman is loving to try new things. Okay. And so if you don't love to try new things, you need to get over that because that's, first of all, a sign of immaturity. Second of all, it's not going to help you on the ketogenic diet. You need to take a trip to the grocery and just walk around the produce section. And you need to look around and you need to find one or two or three new ketogenic vegetables that you've never tried and try them. Remember, you can salt them as much as you want. You can use as many spices and herbs and pepper as you want because those things are ketogenic. They don't mess up your insulin level. They don't mess up your fast. They don't mess up your diet. You've got to try new veggies, okay? You've got to go to the meat section and you've got to look around and try new cuts of meat, new kinds of meat you've never tried before. If you're not willing to do that, then you're probably going to fail at this lifestyle because you have to be a mature adult to do the ketogenic diet. There is new research just out that shows that the human palate is retrainable. It's absolutely proven that you can learn to like new foods. So if you're a chicken strip and ketchup guy, dude, stop that. Okay. You sound like a 12-year-old. Get out there and try some new foods. I promise you'll like some of them. Okay. I hope I didn't make you mad, but if I did, you probably needed to hear it anyway. Now, number 7 is if you cheat, if you mess up, if you do grab that family size bag of Doritos, what do? Most people's impulse is to just quit, give up. Or for the rest of the day, well, I already did that. I'll just eat crap the rest of the day. Another subset of people say, oh my God, I just ate the whole bag of Doritos. I'm going to go run 10 miles and then go to the gym and work out, and then I'm not going to eat another thing for the rest of the day. All those are understandable reactions, but they're inappropriate. You don't have to do any of that. Just act like it never happened. Okay? Just pick right back up where you left off. The ketogenic diet is one of the most forgiving diets that you've ever tried. If you just pick right back up where you left off, it'll be almost like nothing happens. Now, this is not giving you a license to cheat. This is just saying if and when you do cheat, don't worry about it. Don't sweat it. Don't feel guilty. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like a failure. Just remember the ketogenic diet is mirroring the diet that our ancestors used to eat hundreds of thousands of years ago. And so once every year or two, they would find a honey tree, right, where bees had honey. What do you think they did? They ate all of it, right? And they would lay around in a sugar coma for days around the base of the tree until they finally burned all the carbs off. Then they'd get up and go about their business. Or once a year, if you were outside the tropics of Capricorn to Cancer, fruit gets ripe in the fall, right? And so that's why it's called the fall. The fruit falls, and you eat all that fruit and gain 5 pounds right before the winter. That happens once a year, though, right? And so it's okay to cheat every now and then. That's not a big deal because our ancestors did it every chance they got. If you had given them sugar and carbs every day, they would have eaten them every day and they would be fat, just like we are. But they didn't have access to that. They found the honey tree once every year or two. They found the fall fruit once a year. And for the rest of the year, they ate the ketogenic diet. Okay. And that's why they were all healthy, lean, and looked great in a bikini or a Speedo I don't think they had those back then, but you know what I mean. Oh, I've got a couple of bonus ketogenic tips. First is working out does not make it okay to cheat. A lot of people, because a lot of times the calorie counts, remember, refer back to calories being meaningless. The calorie count on the treadmill or on the Stairmaster is like you can work out really hard. Oh, I burned so many hundreds of calories. First of all, 99% of the time, those counters are wrong. Yeah, don't, no, no, that does not give you the right to have a cookie. You haven't earned the pleasure of eating half of the cherry pie. That's not how it works. Working out is great if you want to gain muscle, but working out, there, as shown in multiple studies, is a terrible way to lose weight. The calorie counting game does not work. The calorie deficit game does not work. We've been trying that for 50 years and we all just got fat doing it. Work out if you want to gain muscle. Work out if you want to keep your brain healthy and actually put off dementia. Working out is great for your body in hundreds of ways, but it does not help you lose weight and it does not give you the right to eat a cheat meal. That's not how it works. My last bonus tip is consider blending intermittent fasting with your ketogenic diet. The two together, I've seen better weight loss and health improvement results in the patients in my clinic than any other diet I've ever seen or recommended in my entire professional career. When you blend the ketogenic diet with intermittent fasting, you compound the benefits, you multiply the benefits. They're not just additive. They're synergistic. They work so hand in hand. And it also is kind of effortless to fast if you're on a ketogenic diet because the fat keeps you full, right? So if you've enjoyed this video, please share it on your social media. Share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram. I love making these videos, and I'm sure you have friends or relatives who really need to hear this message. Now, if you'd like to support me in a more personal way, I have a Patreon page. There's a link down below, and you can give me $1 if you want to, just to help me have more time to make these videos. This is Dr. Barry. I'll see you next time.